Uh-oh, you know what that sound means. It means it's lunch talk time.
Welcome to the all-new Lunch Talk Show with Mike and Starr Carter.
This show will discuss relationship, family, celebrity news, and much, much more.
So stay tuned, because you never know what the Lunch Talk crew is serving up every Friday. What's up, guys? Happy Friday.
What's going on, Lunch Talk family? It's Friday. It's time for the weekend, baby. Let's get it started, y'all.
Oh, yes. And this is going to be a weekend without football.
Yeah. It don't come back on until what? Next weekend? I think? Yeah. Next weekend, Super Bowl?
Yeah, unless you watch the Pro Bowl. I think the Pro Bowl might be this weekend. So unless you watch the Pro Bowl until February the 3rd, there will be no football.
Yes, and that's Super Bowl time. Super Bowl time. And honey, speaking of Super Bowl, this last past weekend, we had some of the great games in the playoffs, didn't we?
Yes.
Oh, we had two overtime games.
Set a record.
Yes.
That's a history record that has never happened.
I know, that is crazy. We had the Rams and the Saints and the Patriots and the Chiefs, both overtime games. Both were spectacular games if you watched them. So, the first game was the Rams beat the Saints, and that was a little, controversy on that win. The Rams, I think y'all got away with one on that one, but the score was 26-23, but it was a little controversy, honey.
Yes, it was, because I watched that game and they got cheated.
Yeah.
It was like a minute and I want to say a minute and 40 something seconds on the clock. And when he went and threw the ball, I can't remember the numbers. I'm sorry, guys, but if y'all watch this game, y'all know exactly the play that I'm talking about. You can Google it. It's going to pop up. Just put Saints.
It's a big thing.
No, so just put Saints, because either in that same day, because Mike, you was at work when the game was going on, but I was telling you about it. By the time you got home, you was able to catch the next game. But anyway, as soon as I typed in Saints, that what popped up, where they was talking about the refs just took a blind eye to this. It was a tragedy. I mean, I don't even know how it was a terrible, they didn't call it. I'm flabbergasted still when I replay it in my mind, because I mean, what were you looking at? You was not looking at the game.
Yeah. The Rams, they got away with one because, guys, it was blatantly pass interference. The guy got there way too early. And also, at the same time, he led with his helmet. It could have been, it could have been unnecessary roughness or whatever. I mean, it was a call that caused the Saints the game. So, the Rams, I hope y'all enjoyed the Super Bowl, because y'all got away with one on that one, guys. Y'all got away with one. And that second game was just as good. You had the Patriots and the Chiefs, honey. The Patriots and the Chiefs, 37-31.
Who's that little boy that is the quarterback for the Chiefs now? What's his name?
Delhomme or something like that. I think his name is Delhomme. I can't pronounce his last name.
Better watch out for these.
But that little guy, that little guy is awesome.
Y'all better watch out for him. My team, Baltimore Ravens, quarterback, Lamar Jackson.
Oh, Jackson, he's tough too.
And y'all better watch out for Deshaun Watson over there on the Texans. Y'all better watch out for these little young boys, because they coming out there and they coming hard.
Oh yeah, they making their place in the NFL. So guys, the Super Bowl on February 3rd will be, of course, Tom Brady and the Patriots versus the Chiefs. So it should be a pretty good Super Bowl, I guess. I guess it's the Super Bowl. So
not the Chiefs. The Rams.
I'm sorry. Yes, the Rams. I'm sorry. The Patriots and the Rams. I'm sorry. Exactly.
You wanted the Chiefs to be there.
I know. I want them to be there so bad, guys.
Yeah, we wanted the Chiefs to be there, but the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams. I'm sorry. The Rams and the Patriots. Tom Brady has made it to another Super Bowl.
And I just don't know, because to me, the Rams did look good. Don't get me wrong. The Rams did look good for what I did watch of the Rams and Saints game. But I just don't know about them going up against Perfect Brady.
Yeah, because that's what, love him or hate him, the guy's good, he's good,
So I don't know. It's going to really be an interesting Super Bowl. I don't think that it'll be boring. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
No, it's not. But I don't think so. If the Rams come to play like they've been playing, I think it should be a good game.
I really don't think it's going to be a blowout. Now, babe, you had already said that Maroon 5 is going to play the halftime show, and Big Boy and Travis Scott is supposed to be featured guests along with Maroon 5. But did you hear who's going to actually sing the national anthem? God, I can't talk.
No, I haven't heard that. Who's going to sing it?
The diva, one of the divas of all divas, a legendary. Oh, I love this lady, Gladys Knight.
Are you kidding me?
Gladys Knight is going to sing
She's going to say the national anthem. Gladys
Yep.
Knight. Oh, guys, there you have it. Gladys Knight is going to say the national anthem at the Super Bowl.
What they said, that Miss Gladys Knight, her royalness.
Oh, yes.
One of the best.
The diva of all divas.
Yeah, I say one of the best. One of the best.
I'm over here smiling. I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's gonna be great. I don't think nobody else can sing like that except for the late great Aretha Franklin.
Yes.
And Patti LaBelle. Those three right there. Those are the greats. Those are the great.
Oh my goodness.
Also Diana Ross, I like her too. But of the old school.
Yes.
Of the old school ladies, Gladys Knight.
Oh my goodness.
She's gonna sing the national anthem for the Super Bowl. So
wow.
if I don't see nothing else,
I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Sometimes I skip the national anthem unless I know it's somebody that I know. But I'm really gonna make sure that I am ready and locked in and tuned in to hear Miss Gladys Knight blow it out. I know you're going to blow it out.
She's going to do her thing. Girl.
I know she's going to blow it out.
Yes, it is. Excited for the Super Bowl, guys.
Exactly. So,
oh, yeah.
We going to have some wings and what else? Some type of Super Bowl food. What is Super Bowl food?
Oh, man.
Wings?
We're going to have the wings, the little smokies. We're going to have the little sandwiches, some chips and dip. Yeah. Oh, we're going to do it up. Nothing but heart attack food.
Exactly.
That's about it.
If y'all remember last year, we did the little vegan challenge. Last year, so we had a no meat
Super Bowl party.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, all our dishes was
so if y'all go back on our Lunch Talk with the Carters page, I took a picture of it, I remember, and I posted it on our Lunch Talk with the Carters Instagram page. So go on there, just look at Lunch Talk Show and see our non-meatless last year's Super Bowl. But I guarantee you, it will not be meatless this year.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a piece of meat this year.
We're gonna have a piece of meat.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We're gonna have us a piece of meat.
Well, one more thing, guys, on the sports before we get to the main dish of the day. I want all my sports fans, did you guys see the Manny Pacquiao fight against Adrian Broner? If you saw that fight, man, that was the most ridiculous fight I've ever seen. Honey, you really don't get into boxing or whatever.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you really don't get into boxing. But this fight, guys, it was pathetic. All it is a setup for Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather 2. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. Because both of them were out there. They were charging each other. They were holding. They were throwing wild punches. They weren't really connecting any punches. And Manny Pacquiao, I'm a huge fan of Manny Pacquiao. He's 40 years old, honey. Mm-hmm. I mean,
what's his nationality?
He's like, I wanted to say Filipino.
Oh, okay.
Yes. The guy's 40 years old, and he's still out here boxing and want to fight Floyd Mayweather for the second time.
How old is Floyd Mayweather? Ain't he in his 40s too?
No, I think he's like in his mid or late 30s. He's not in his 40s. Yeah. So, but. Guys, that was embarrassment to boxing. I mean, I'm a Manny Pacquiao fan. I love Pac-Man Pacquiao, but that fight was just it was a ploy. You could have seen, if you would have seen the fight, you would have said the same thing. It was a ploy to build back up. No, it's boxing.
Oh, so it's
just boxing. Yes, no MMA. It was boxing.
I'm just getting confused now because with Floyd jumping over there to UFC,
Conor McGregor.
Yeah. And then, it was somebody else they was trying to wanting to fight him from UFC, or him wanting to come to the UFC octagon, wanting to fight somebody else. And I didn't, he was like, he didn't want them to come to the boxing ring. He wanted to come to the UFC ring. Mm-hmm. So, and play like, and fight like they fight.
Oh, they wanted Floyd to come to the UFC.
Yeah, they wanted him to come to the UFC ring.
Stay in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane.
So they had that up, and that was something that they was talking about, but I can't remember who they was trying to amp up to fight him at UFC. Mm-hmm. I don't think it was that McGregor guy again. I don't think it was. It could have been, but they was going to bring it back to UFC and not the boxing arena.
I'm gonna have to look that up, honey. I'm gonna have to check that out, because that's interesting.
Yeah, I remember them talking about that one time.
But Floyd, if that's the case, buddy, I'm gonna tell you something now. MMA, it's a lot different from boxing, because you can get kicked. You can get kneed. You can get elbowed.
When you said that, you could get kicked.
Yeah.
When you said that, I'm going to tell you what popped into my mind. I'm going to tell you what popped into my mind when you said that. You remember Rush Hour?
Yeah, Chris Tucker said, who kicked me?
Who kicked me? Cause the feet just
yeah,
came.
I know, right?
Like,
yeah,
and
that was funny.
He poured it both ways. Like, who kicked me?
Yeah, that was funny.
And that's how Floyd's gonna be. Cause them boys is quick.
Exactly.
You're gonna be like, who kicked me? It ain't but one person.
Yeah. So I say, Floyd, hey, Floyd, I think you're good at boxing, but brother, stay in your lane, bro. That's a different world out there. But guys, that was boxing and football. Honey, you got anything else in sports?
No, I don't have anything, other than I can't wait to see Gladys Knight sing the national anthem.
I know, right? I'm excited too. I'm excited for that too. Oh, yeah.
I think that was their way, how you was talking about how they did not have anybody really to do the halftime show because of the Colin Kaepernick.
Yes,
people taking a stand. I think that's why they must have reached out to her or maybe someone else. I don't know if they reached out to anybody else, but maybe that was their way of kind of amending. I don't know, since that controversy was going on about the halftime show. So maybe that was their way of having another artist.
Well, if they did, kudos to them because that was a power move.
That was a good pick.
That was a power move. Yes, it was.
Because only another person that you could have picked was, like I said, if you want to go with old school, royalty, that's what I call all those, ladies from back in the day that was the founding fathers of soul and all the good music back then. It would have had to been, Patti LaBelle or either Diana Ross.
Yeah, you're right.
That's about it, isn't it? Aretha Franklin gone.
Yeah, she's passed, bless her soul.
That's why I said that's pretty much about it as far as, they're still relevant, they're still relevant of today, so I'm excited about it.
Oh, I am too, guys. Can't wait. February 3rd, guys, Super Bowl.
All right. So what's going on in the trending news that I got, y'all? I don't know if y'all heard this, but this is also going to lead into our main dish. So the main dish for today and our what's on the lunch talk menu is Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos is calling it quits with his wife for 25 years, Miss Mackenzie Bezos. He is 55 and she is 49. They have been married for 25 years. They got 4 kids and one insanely successful company.
Insanely ain't even a word for it. I'm telling you, that is crazy.
That's a quote from People's Magazine. Insanely successful company. Together, they are divorcing. They're divorcing. And they got $137 billion. Billion.
That's with the B, guys. Not with the M, but the B. $billion
fortune. That it might be half skis. 25 years.
Well, all I can say is, guess what? We ain't getting no divorce. I'm sorry. I'm just being real, honey. We got to work this out.
So that is the topic because, the CEO, he is the CEO of Amazon. If y'all don't know who Jeff Bezos is, he is the CEO of Amazon. He owns Amazon. This dude started Amazon in his garage. If y'all don't know, he started Amazon in his garage in the 90s, and Amazon now is worth, it's valued at $1 trillion, and that's with a T. $1 trillion. That's what it's valued at right now.
Man, good. That's just way too much money.
What to
do with all of that money? $1 trillion?
So if y'all don't know Amazon, he's the one that gives you all that great Prime, but that 2-day shipping and all the other things, Kindle, Amazon Music, your Fire Sticks, the ones y'all don't jailbroke to watch the good movies on. Y'all know who I'm talking to now. Come on, y'all. I know y'all done jailbroke the Fire Sticks. But anyway, yeah, he's your man.
Man,
that's who he is.
$137 billion divorce, y'all.
Split.
I'm telling you, that is crazy. Like I said, baby, we're not getting divorced. Hey, you have to go to our home in Hawaii or somewhere. I have to go to the home over here. We just have to spend some time apart until we can work this thing out. And,
because, they were together 25 years before, Amazon became the mega company it is now. There's no prenup because when they got married and it was no money to worry about at that time. They met at an investment firm called D&E Shaw in 1993. They had an office next to each other. So they met at work. They met at work.
Workplace spouse.
Yeah, they was workplace spouses, and they became real spouses. So she was with him before Amazon became the company that we know today. That has put a lot of moms and pops out of business. That's got Walmart going crazy.
Trying to compete.
Yeah. And Target and all the rest of them. Every mom and pop store, every Target, Walmart, Macy's. I mean, you name them. Kmart's. They already out of business. All Kmart's are already bankrupt.
Roses, all of them.
I mean, all of them. You name them. They are kicking their teeth in. I mean, especially online. I mean, 2-day shipping. All you gotta do is order it and you getting it in 2 days. And depending on how big it is, you might wait a week, but it usually ain't gonna be no longer than a week.
Man, that's awesome.
If you got Prime.
Yeah, I know, right? 2-day shipping. That's it. So 2-day delivery.
So, I mean, you can't beat them, but yeah, they calling a split. And the reason why they're getting divorced, seems like Mr. Jeff done moved on. He is not marrying, but dating right now, Lauren Sanchez, and she's a news anchor. And she is married to a powerful agent named Patrick Whitesell. And, rumor has it that, it's the sources from People said that, Jeff Bezos, he had an after party after the Golden Globes award, after party on January the 6th. And Lauren was there along with her husband. He was there, but Jeff's wife wasn't there. And so it had a lot of people's eyebrows raised that, Mackenzie wasn't there, but, Lauren was there and her husband was there. So, but they were seen talking a little bit. So now, 3 days later, they say after the party, that's when Jeff and Mackenzie made the big announcement that they was calling a marriage quits after 25 years of marriage. And now, Lauren Sanchez, the one that he's dating, has also decided that she's going to divorce her husband. They've been married 13 years and she's 49. Now, I will say one thing about this whole little sticky situation. At least if he is leaving his wife, she's 49. The woman that he is leaving his wife for, she's 49. So at least he ain't go out there and rob the cradle.
Well, yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So it basically these two like swapping or something. Because
it's kind of crazy.
It's crazy because both of them are married to two successful guys, and he is getting this guy's wife. So I wonder if the other guy's getting Jeff's wife.
It's freaky. That's crazy. But then in this People, they got a picture of him and the girl that he's with now. This is Lauren, and this is her husband, who she's divorcing. Look at this picture. And this is from 2016. And and not knowing that, these gonna hook up now.
So the whole time, Jeff probably been secretly seeing his wife, and they're all buddy on this picture.
Yeah, y'all gotta get yourself a People and see that. But what is really crazy to me is look at his wife and look at who he's marrying.
They sort of favor, don't they?
They do favor.
They sort of favor.
Yeah. She's just a little bit taller.
They really do. They favor.
See, she's just a little bit taller. And they may be heels, so they may be the same height, because you know how these heels now. So that's really weird to me. That's really weird that they are lookalikes almost. But
honey, a lot of times now when a guy cheats, it's like he always gets somebody that resembles his wife, especially they've been together a long time.
And I've seen that.
Yeah, I've noticed that. They always, it could be a younger version or the same age limit, range, but he always gets somebody who, pretty much favors his current wife.
And what's really crazy? When, I divorced my first husband, the girl that he dated, she favored me.
Yeah, see, so you live in proof.
Yeah,
see, that's what
crazy.
I'm saying. It's crazy how all that works. It's strange, guys.
Yeah, it's very strange. And it's like creepy to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. It's creepy because why would you want to go with somebody that look like the person you left? That's retarded.
I mean, it may be
excuse me. No, I didn't mean to say the R word.
An emotional attachment to that. I mean, he may be. It's something that got to do with the women that he liked. Could be brunette or it could be that height, or it could have that cheek structure.
So the personal preference.
Yeah, well, basically, basically
personal preference.
Yeah, it could be this preference for a female to have those features and that color hair or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
But hey, to each his own, guys. Yeah, to each his own, guys. But guys, $137 billion divorce. Oh my goodness. Would you try to work it out at least? I mean, well, if you got that kind of money, I guess you could throw away $137 billion, huh?
No, they got to split $137 billion.
Oh, I thought his assets was in the trillions.
The Amazon is valued at $1 trillion, but the divorce is estimated net worth of $137.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
They would have to split that $137 billion.
Okay, I thought they had to split
like $1 trillion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it would be more than that, but no. $137 billion, and along with that, 16% of Amazon stock. The couple own a 20,600 square foot home in Medina, Washington, lavish homes in Beverly Hills, New York City, Washington, D.C., and more than 300,000 acres in Texas.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So that's what she's asking for, or that's what she's getting.
They're not actually saying about any of the particulars as far as the divorce is going. They're just saying that's what
has to be split.
That's what's up for grabs now that the media is aware of.
Wow, and probably a lot more than that.
It's probably a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more than that.
But they just saying, people are just reporting of what they know. They would say, according to reports, the couple didn't have a prenup and could walk away with half of Bezos' estimated net worth of $137 billion. So that's what reports are saying. None of this is etched in stone. When you get stuff from the news, it's alleged.
Always alleged.
It's
always
alleged. So you don't know if the source is reliable or not. So, but I think this is going to be interesting. I think this is going to be an interesting thing to see. But hey, even if he do got to split $137 billion with his wife, I feel like she deserve it. I mean, she's been there for 25 years. She was there when he just had Amazon in his garage. I don't know the particulars of their divorce, but she's been around for the ups and the downs, for supporting dreams or whatever. And she ain't no small feat herself. I mean, she's a Princeton grad. She also is a novelist, so she's an author. So she's not just, but she stayed out the spotlight of Amazon. She kind of worked behind the scenes. She got her own thing going on. Like I said, she's a writer and stuff. So, she really didn't, be in the limelight. That's what they say with the whole thing. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out with everything, but I don't know about this other couple, the Sanchez and White Seal. I don't know about them, but they say that she was the former host of Extra and Good Day LA, and so she's got some accolades under her belt as well. But look, he's got a $65 million private plane, so they ain't list that over here with the houses and stuff. He's got a $65 million private plane. Mm-hmm. So, all the little toys. They don't tell him how many cars he got. You know how your guys like to collect different, classic cars and Porsches and, Maybachs and all that type of stuff. So he probably got a great car collection going on. He might even have, an arsenal of different types of, I don't know, he might be into swords or something. He might have all kind of collections that, or things or toys that he done bought because he's rich now. And, they had to divide all that stuff up.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing about divorce. But in that situation, I would say, she deserves it because of the fact that, she was there from the beginning. That's one way of looking at it. Now I'll see if he built this without her and she was receiving this, or, that everybody's saying there could be a possible split of this. Then I would have, my different opinion on that. I don't think that she deserves all of that if, the guy was successful before the marriage. But, in that situation, yeah, I agree. Yeah, she really does. They build it together. So actually everything should be split down the middle. So I would say that's a just cause right there. That's a just cause. I can deal with that. I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah, exactly. So, me and Mike, we was having a discussion the other day, guys, that we're going to share with you. Cause, like we were saying, they don't have a prenup, but prenup stands for prenuptial, before your vows. So, Mike had looked up that there is such thing as a postnuptial. That means you could get a nuptial, like a prenuptial, but after you're married. So it's called a postnuptial agreement that you can have with your spouse after you're married if you're headed to a separation or a divorce. So that is a thing that is possible. I didn't think it was possible because the point is you want to protect your assets before you get married, that you would think.
Yeah.
But they got something called post that you can protect your assets after you marry. So how do you feel about that?
Well, my thing on that is I think it's smart in a way. It depends on who you're with. Okay. If you guys start out with nothing, okay. Just say, for instance, you start off with nothing. You guys go through the struggle and everything of daily life together. And let's just say your wife start writing a book and she knows this book is going to be successful. Okay. And she asks her husband, you're already married. Like we say, this is a post. Okay. So she asks her husband that she wants to get a post-nuptial done so she can protect her assets because, he actually, he's there for support, but he's really had nothing to do with, the actual making of the book. She did all the work. She did everything, got it published and got it, popular. So in that situation, I would say that she is protecting her assets just in case they do get a divorce. But the question is would that mate sign it? Male or female, would they sign it if that you feel that your endeavors are going to take off? But it's like I say, it just depends on who you're with. To me, it just depends on who you're with. If you think that this person is going to try to do something, shiesty, I would say your mate, who you're married to, if you think your mate is going to do something shiesty, that's a sticky situation, baby. That's a slippery slope. So to me, it just depends on who you're with for that post. That's what I would say. I
was listening to a talk from Dave Ramsey. He's one of the popular people out there that does financial help. He has that that financial tips that he can give you by having emergency funds and all that type of stuff. And I told you guys in one of our shows that I actually read the book about it, and it's really a good book. But he had somebody on his show where this lady had only been married to her husband for 2 months, and he wanted her to sign a post-nuptial agreement because he was 48 and she was 34. And he said that because he is closer to retirement age, he wanted to protect himself and his assets because he didn't want to have to start all over again being how old he was. And so they have a child together, like a 2-month-old child, and then they've been married 2 months, and they had already been living together like 2 or 3 years before they even got married. So with that being said, I didn't understand why would he come at her talking about a post nuptial agreement when just because he don't want to have to share his 401k. I think that's retarded. I think that is selfish. You don't want to because he's 48 and she's 34. He's like, well, I'm more closer to retirement age, and I don't want to have to divvy up my 401k.
Well, honey, I don't think that's retarded at all, because if you've had to start over a couple of times in your life, yeah, you'll be a little skeptical. Really, cause if you never had it done, you can't say, but if you've had to actually start over from scratch several times for people actually taking your stuff, that you worked for that they had nothing to do with. If people do that to you a couple of times, I wouldn't say that's crazy. You want to protect you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because today's laws are all screwed up. I hate to say it, but if you go in a court of law, it's mostly for the women, unless you get you a very, very good lawyer that's going to fight for a guy. But mostly women get alimony. They get houses. They get half of your assets. They get half of your 401k. They get these things.
Unless you marry J. Blige.
Yeah. Well, that's when you're keeping up somebody's lifestyle. Yeah. But I'm just talking about the average working man who's doing this thing, mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, it happens. So, if you do ask your wife for a post prenup, well, not prenup, but postnuptial. I mean, like I said, it just depends. It depends on who you're with, honey, because that guy, like you said, he said he's too old to be starting over again. And that's a valid argument. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a really valid argument.
I think a judge would probably laugh at him because they got a baby. But they whole thing was all messed up though. You asked me, if you really ask me, I need to let you hear this show, because she lives in Colorado with the baby and he lives in Oklahoma. I'm like, what? But that's another show. Can two spouses live in different states? And so Dave Ramsey was like, y'all crazy anyway. Y'all got something going on, because why is you living in one state and he living in another state? And she was like, because of his work or whatever. So I don't know, but it was crazy. But so back on the point, I just feel like I just, you like you said, you do got to know the people that you're around and who you with. But I think that goes all into what we were saying before. Get to know these people. Get to know who you dealing with. Get to know their goals. If they want something out of life, you don't want to, I don't care if you got $1 million in the bank or if you got just $100 in the bank. You don't want somebody that's going to try to take you for that. And you should be able to find that out in the dating part of your relationship. If that means you got to date this person for a year, 2, 3, 4 before you get on your knees and ask them to marry you, then I feel like that's what you got to do, because you really need to know the people that you're dealing with. You need to know their financial mindset. You need to know if they people that like to shop, do they like to pay their bills on time, are they those type of people, because you don't want to get yourself in a situation where you marry somebody and they a gold digger because you ain't take the time out to figure out who they were and all they want is your money. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we got to do our due diligence as male and female, not just the females going after men, but it's men that go after females too. So we just got to make sure that we do our due diligence on both spectrums and make sure that we are dating people that we can see ourselves marrying, because they have proven themselves to be, trustworthy.
Yeah, I agree with that. You got to know who you're with, but excuse me, in today's society, it don't always work like that. But you are absolutely right. That's the main thing. You got to get to know the people you're with. But just going a little further on what you just said, male and female, it's like when it comes to these nuptials, post or pre, these nuptials, to me, it's just for a person, mainly guys, are protecting themselves, because, like I said, in the court of law, a woman, she's going to pretty much get what she's asking for. I mean, that's just real, especially if she has kids, she's going to get what she's asking for, But in a situation like, okay, we spoke earlier about Mary J. Blige's situation, she had to continue paying her X amount of dollars so he could keep up a specific lifestyle that she had given him. Mm-hmm. And everybody and their parents wanted this guy to burn in hell. But if a woman does it, society says she deserves it. And if she gets all this stuff, see, that's what I'm saying. It's confusing to me. So that's why I think all these nuptials, post and pre, are important, and you must know who you're with, because hey guys, I mean, if you got a lady that's going to be by your side no matter what, I mean, hey, you got a good one. But if you got these ladies out there knowing you're going to be successful and you're going to do this, you're going to do that, guys, you better take my advice and just, be wise on the situation. Just be wise.
I'm going to keep it all the way 100 with you guys. All right. So when I was going through my separation and my divorce, I was writing a book. And so I had a lawyer, and I told my lawyer, I said, I'm writing a book. And he was like, okay. And I told him, I said, well, I want to release my book in the time frame that my divorce was not going to be final, because that's the date that I had put out on social media and And he was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm your lawyer. Do not release your book until after your divorce is final and you have the papers in your hand. And I was like, why say that? He said, because even though you go to court and the judge bang the gavel and he's like, okay, you divorced. And after you divorce, all this and that and other. He said, but if you don't already have those papers in your hand, your spouse could still try to come after you, because the book was written during the marriage. And I said, wow, I didn't even know that. So when I had my divorce papers in my hand and it was stamped the date that it was finalized, A week later, I released my book, because you don't ever know. Whatever you put out there in the universe, you don't know who's going to get their hand on it. You don't know if it's going to be a New York Times bestseller or if it's going to gather dust. You don't know. When you throw a fish or you throw a hook out there in the lake, you don't know if you're going to catch a fish or not. You know, you just throwing something out there in the universe and hoping somebody pick it up. So with that being said, I didn't release my book, like I said, until a week after my divorce papers was in my hand, because my divorce was in February, but I didn't get my papers until mid-March of 2015. So I was like, I ain't putting my book out, because my lawyer told me straight up, he's like, he can still come after you if you don't have those papers in your hand with the date. When you get a divorce, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you get a date, they stamp the time, the date, and the time of when it was finalized, and when they put it in the mail and send it to you, they stamp it. So that's what I did. So that, I didn't know what I had. I don't know what kind of money it was going to make. So, but I didn't want to have to, share it with him, because when I started writing the book, we was already separated. We wasn't even living in the same house.
Yeah, you got to protect yourself, because guys will come after females, and, vice versa. It doesn't matter. So, hey, that was a smart thing your lawyer told you to do.
Yeah,
wait until after the divorce, because that makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
But guys, that's what we're saying. These prenups and postnups, it's a mess. But the thing about that is, just say, for instance, we're using us as an example, right? Okay. We're going through our own personal endeavors, right? Mm-hmm. You got your things going, I got my things going, and hopefully in the future, well, not hopefully, but will be in the future, they're going to be very successful. Mm-hmm. And it's like now, one of us jumping out there saying, okay, I want a postnuptial, nuptial. Mm-hmm. How crazy does that sound? You know what I'm saying? But, people do it. People do it because if not, it wouldn't be a certain thing. Yeah, it wouldn't be a thing. Exactly.
I just feel like,
I'm just using us as an example.
Yeah, I know, but I just feel like it's just a jab. I'd rather you ask me for a prenup before we get married. Mm-hmm. I would rather you do that than to let me already be married to you, and you feel like, okay, I'm already married to you. You done already said I do. Mm-hmm. You should trust me. We should be on the same page. I just feel like that's a kick in the gut.
Really? Okay.
I feel like that's a kick in the gut. I'd rather you tell me off the top, Starr, I'm very successful, or I feel like I'm going to be very successful. Yeah. However way it is. Yeah. You could already be successful, but if you're not successful, Starr, I got this invention. I don't know if y'all seen that movie. What is Acrimony? Mm-hmm. The one with crazy Taraji Henson and her husband made that battery or whatever. I know y'all saw that movie. That was a great movie. But look how this lady did all this stuff. She put her house up. She when her mom passed, she gave her all this money, from her mom's insurance and everything. So it's just insane when you have people that support your dream. And no, she never really tangibly put her hand on the battery or anything, but she was helping them fund the battery, So I guess it just depends on, what you consider value when you're doing your endeavors. Maybe you might not have never wrote a page in my book, but if you was up with me and I asked you questions and you was brainstorming because I couldn't figure out another word for instance, I couldn't figure out another word for snow. Mm-hmm. And you decide to call it the beautiful crystal white flaky stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying. And I was like, yes, that's it. And I put that in my book. You helped me. No, you might not have never typed it up, but you helped me because I was stuck. That's just like if you writing a song and you're like, Starr, I need a word that rhymes with, I don't know, free. Mm-hmm. And I say, G. Mm. I know, yeah, that's it. I just look at it like, no, I hadn't tangibly sat down and wrote the whole song with you, but I feel like you in anybody's endeavor, just like this lady right here with the Amazon thing. She's a graduate from Princeton. She's wrote books, and I'm sure that no, she may not had a whole lot to do with her husband's company, but she was there. You know what I'm saying? They had 4 kids together, so somebody had to sit there and watch those children because he probably was trying to get this big $1 trillion business off the ground. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that post-nup crap is a kick in the stomach. Now, like I said, tell me up top that you think I'm gonna take your money. Tell me up front.
But, like I said, I just look at it as protection.
Because then that gives me, because if you tell me, like, when we got married, babe, if you said, Star, I think I might be successful, and I won't go ahead and look at the prenuptial right now, before we get married. Then I'll be like, okay, I know the type of self person you is. I don't even want to marry you. But at least I got that choice.
But honey, why is that selfish though?
Because I'd be like, well, you don't trust me?
Because it's like...
Or you don't trust yourself. No, I'm just saying. Right. Then I might divorce you and take everything.
Exactly. Because, but see, that's the thing.
You about to trust yourself.
See, that's the thing, when you get a prenup, before you're married, a prenup, it's like you just protecting yourself because, hey, if we don't work out, this is mine. This is yours. But this is yours. I came into the relationship with this. You came into the relationship with that. Just because we're married, that doesn't give you the right to something that's not yours.
That's life.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like protection.
But to me, that's life. It's life. It's life. Relationships are not guaranteed to work. That's life.
So you saying just because you're in a relationship with this person, you deserve half of their stuff if you had nothing to do with it?
I look at it like
on the prenuptial standpoint.
Here it is.
On the prenup.
Here it is.
Not the post, but the pre.
On the prenup.
Yeah. Before we got married.
If before me and you got married, right?
Uh-huh. I was successful.
You was a millionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
You was a millionaire.
So I shouldn't protect that.
And you got with me and you knew I was not on the same level as you.
Uh-huh.
I feel like this. Why you didn't get somebody that's on the same level as you?
Because that's not who I fell in love with.
But I feel like if you don't, then you end up in a situation like Mary J. Blige and her husband.
Exactly.
Because
that's why you get a prenup.
You are keeping up a certain type of lifestyle.
Yeah. So
and even
while we're together,
even with that prenuptial agreement, you still gonna have to give that person some money.
It depends on the lawyer.
Because the judge gonna be like, well, this lady has not worked because you took care of her X, Y, and Z, and you provided her with luxurious minks and cars and $1,000 facial treatments and $5,000 in spending money. Mm-hmm. She was accustomed to a certain lifestyle, so that gonna get they might not get as much as they would have. They might not get half, but they gonna still get some.
Well, I mean,
they gonna still get some.
That's what the prenup is for protection. Yeah. So whatever's stated in that prenup is a binding contract. So if you say what you came with is what you leave with and you sign it, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a judge. So all I'm saying is what a prenup, what it's for. What you came with, that's what you're signing for. You signed that. Mm-hmm. And, it's a legal document and it's in court. That's what they go by, legal documents. I don't know exactly how it works, but you say you're going to get something. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know because I don't know how that works.
Like a couple of those celebrity ones we were listening to where they had clauses. So you can have a clause in there that says if you cheat, I'm going to get $5 million, or I'm going to get $500,000, or I'm going to get XYZ for facials and shopping sprees.
That was my money. There wouldn't be no closet. It's just a big deal. It's just a big deal. I'm making this up.
And then a certain amount that goes to the child support if you have children. Because once you have kids now and you're making that kind of money,
now a prenup, you're going to get it now with kids. You're right about that. With kids. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with children. Now that's a different ballgame.
And that's the reason why a lot of those people, that's celebrities, they wind up having babies so they can secure themselves because you can have all the prenups you want because if you got a child,
of course, I agree with that.
You're gonna get for this 60, however much they making. If they millionaires and trillionaires,
prenup has nothing to do with that.
Got nothing to do with the children.
Yeah, exactly. It got nothing to do with the kids. But so
child support can be enough sometimes. Well, you ain't even got to worry about that other.
Well, I'm just saying this. It's just, to me, I don't think, you said it's a kick in the gut. I really don't. I just think it's a form of protection. You're protecting your assets. By us being men, if you've had your things taken from you, I mean, you get a little cautious. I'm just putting it out there. You get a little cautious. You get a little protected of your stuff. You know what I mean?
Don't get married.
And that's my thing, But no, you don't get married for material things. You get married for love.
Exactly.
But if a person is that set on material things because you're trying to protect yours, I mean, hey, maybe that's not the person for you. Maybe you need to find somebody else who's not hung up on material things, worrying about if we break up, are you still going to be able to support me? I'm going to still enjoy your money, basically. So, I mean, that may not be the person for you if they got a hang up for signing the prenup. That's my thing. But to me, like I said, it's just, a form of protection for me. And that goes for male and female. Then Mary J wouldn't have been in her situation. I mean, that's male and female. I'm not just going for the females. I mean, that's both ways. Yeah. If you ain't have nothing to do with it and it's a prenup, not post, but pre, hey, that you have no right to that stuff. Cause she was Mary J before this guy.
Yeah.
You know, you see what I'm saying? You have no right to this stuff.
And I really do feel like, and I don't know, she might have had some sort of prenup. That's something I need to research to find out. She might have had something, but I just feel like that certain lifestyle clause, I wonder, does that still hold, it's something that can still fight the prenup. So if any of y'all out there in Lunch Talk know the answer to that question, hit us up at lunchtalkshow@gmail.com. So let me list off some of the most expensive divorces ever. All y'all know, Michael Jordan and Juanita Jordan, that was $168 million payout for her. The basketball legend, y'all know, y'all buy the shoes. So she got $168 million when they split up. And I know y'all remember Mel Gibson and Robin Moore. And they were married for 31 years, and they had to split, he had to split his $850 million fortune. So she got $425 million when they broke up. And, there was something else that I saw, Alec and Jocelyn Wildenstein, they split $3.8 billion. And, he was an art dealer. And she received $2.5 billion payout, as well as $100 million every year for 13 years. Can you imagine?
Man, that's
for 13 years, she got $100 million. So not only did she get $2.5 billion, she got $100 million every year for 13 years. That's insane.
That is crazy. That is, man, that's, woo.
The $2.5 billion wasn't enough that you still got to get $100 million every year for 13 years. Jeez,
and these are clauses in the prenup. That's crazy. What you gonna get a prenup for then? If you still got to kick out that kind of money.
I don't know if they had prenups, and it don't say.
Agreed. I mean, some of the clauses in prenups does state stuff like that. You still get millions.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but what's the purpose of the prenup then?
That's what I said too.
I mean, if you still gonna give them millions without a fight, just say we signed this off, and you still get your millions. Man, that's crazy. I wouldn't even go through the house of a prenup. I just give you half. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I'm like you. What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? Yeah, I mean, just go ahead and give it to him and be done with it and keep it moving. All right. That's it.
So, guys, if y'all got any comments that y'all want to say on this show, please hit us up at lunchtalkshow@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on our social media at Lunch Talk Show. So, you got anything else you want to say, babe?
Nah, that'll do it, guys. Nuptials, pre and post.
I got a tip for you guys. This the fixing. Make sure you know who you dealing with. Love each other, but make sure that you know who you dealing with, because and make sure that you, as they love to say, equally yoked. If you're equally yoked a little bit, I mean, don't hustle down or don't date down. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't never know where your future is going to go. You know, you don't never know. So if you both on the same playing field, or one might be just a little bit higher than the other or whatever, you know, but you still headed in a positive direction, that's one thing. But you do not want to be the one that's working and you got a sorry bum at the house that don't want to do anything. You don't want to do that. And when I say bum, I don't just mean guys. There's some bummy women out there too. So you want to make sure that the people that you are with is somebody that you can see yourself growing with, that you can see yourself having a future with, that you can set goals with, and that y'all can, you know what I'm saying, really, really make it a good power couple. You know what I'm saying? And y'all live together and live in love and not have to worry about money. You know what I'm saying? Because money burns.
Yeah, money is the key to all evil. So, guys, the ending note we just want to get through to you guys. Just look, you know, get to know the person you're with. You know, make sure you are, like she said, on the same level or somewhat on the same level. And then you don't have to worry about all these nuptials, pre or post. I mean, you know, you build a fortune together, you spend it together, you love each other, and you keep everything moving forward.
Yep. That's it. Well, thank you guys again for tuning in to Lunch Talk Show with Mike and Starr Carter. I can't believe I didn't say Lunch Talk with the Carter.
I know, right?
Old habit. It sounds crazy. But thank y'all for tuning in. And y'all can check us out on Radio Public, because when y'all check us out on Radio Public, that's the way that you support Lunch Talk Show with Mike and Starr. Also, guys, you can check us out on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and a whole list of others. We appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see y'all. Well, we won't see you, but y'all will hear from us next Friday. Right before the Super Bowl.
All right, guys. Peace.